now skips with a dribble to the right. Will he stop and pull up? Yes. Will he score? You bet he will. 41 points for DeAaron Fox. Fox is now 17 of 29 in this game.
All right, back here on Sports 1140 KHTK. We just heard from Domantas Sabonis. Now let's hear from another anchor piece of the Sacramento Kings, and that is DeAaron Fox joining us here on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. I'm Jason Ross. DeAaron, weird times, obviously, for you. We find out the news that Alvin Gentry is no longer going to be the head coach of the Kings. It's not foreign news to you. What's it like going through this constant change, especially at that head coaching position?
Obviously, it's definitely a difficult thing to do. And, I've never been through a coach's firing, like in the middle of a season before. So it was definitely different. But, I think he definitely handled it, probably the best way possible. And, I thank him for that. I think anybody that you have talked to that's, talked about Alvin would definitely tell you that. And, kind of just looking forward to the next step.
Yeah, I was thinking about, there was a quote, I don't know, a couple games ago, DeAaron, where Harrison Barnes, I think he was spot on in a sense where he said, look, we haven't had continuity, reference that you and him had been together for a while, but there's been constant change. And I'm torn because I totally agree with that. But yet, as you know, there haven't been enough wins. So where are you kind of on the, hey, let's stick to a plan and go with it, or changing things up? It's really a delicate balance, I feel, for the Kings right now.
Yeah, definitely. You kind of want things to be consistent, throughout your team. And obviously we haven't had that, but that's something that we're, looking forward to, when, they do their coaching search. We want someone that'll, be here for a while and, just be able to develop winning habits for everybody.
What is the value to you in a coach? I don't want to minimize it. I don't want to undersell it either. I don't know if you think the team needs someone that's, I don't know, yelling at you every play, giving you the freedom to run yourself. Like, I don't know what the right answer is. Do you have a read on what you think is not necessarily a person, but the best kind of fit for the Kings to be successful?
I think for me, it's just structure. Not necessarily, being a military guy, but, just being able to have structure and, guys kind of always know what, their job is, day in and day out, night in and night out, for every game. Just being able to have that foundation and that structure, I think goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that's something the organization's going to look for. For you, you've played with a lot of different players too. Do you feel like that falls in the same line, like getting the structure and continuity with the roster will help you grow too?
Yeah, definitely. With most winning teams, kind of, 3, 4, maybe 5 guys are the same. And then, there are moving pieces around that to try to help them. But, we have to find that, once, if we start winning, then I think things become, a lot more consistent.
How you feeling? How's your health?
I'm better. I'm definitely better. My hand's a bit better. Still hurts a bit, but going through that rehab process now.
I know a lot of people had said, was this a case, DeAaron, if this was a play-in opportunity or you guys were on your way to the playoffs, could you have kind of pushed through that and played right now in this situation?
I think maybe the last few games, but before that, like the first, couple weeks, maybe 2 weeks, I wasn't even able to dribble a basketball. So,
oh, wow.
Really say that, yeah.
Yeah. We just talked to Domantas, one of your new anchor pieces, new teammates. You guys only played 13 games together, but it looked good. I know the record was 5-8. You guys would all want more wins than that. But after one of the post games, I think you were on with the G-Man on the radio side, and you said to us up there that people are just guarding you different because of him. What does that look like to you? What does that mean, and what did that open up for you by playing with him?
He opens up so much just as a pick and roll guy, a guy that sets some of the best screens in the league, and then a guy that's such a dynamic roller. He can bring the ball up. He can play from the elbow. He can post up. He does so much. He does so many things. And when he has the ball, there are 8 to 10 eyes on him at once. So, he's able to just open up, so many different aspects of the game. Like I'm coming off the screen, they're so worried about his role that, it's opening me up for a shot, or if he's posting up, they have to double him and cuts are open, spot up shots are open. He can make so many different passes. He just opens up the entire game for pretty much everyone.
Yeah, but you two clicked pretty quickly. At a camp and maybe an offense designed around you two. What do you think is the sky? Is the sky the limit there with you two guys?
I definitely think it is. Just the level that, I was playing at and the way I was shooting the ball is just something that I'm trying to, find more consistency in. And whenever that's happening and he's a guy that's setting a screen for me, his defender has to be up. Now you're hitting him on the roll where he can score or make plays for others. I think it definitely, I think our potential is definitely unlimited.
Last offseason was very noticeable. You put on the weight. You really, bulked up there. What are your offseason targets to, have your best year next year in year 6?
I mean, that one thing is always shooting the ball and, just kind of try to replicate what I was doing towards the end of the season. And for me, just this year, instead of that, Bobby called me fat.
Really?
Bobby actually called me fat. And I was like, yo, yeah, it's definitely going to be different. I think, I've already talked to Jesse, our strength guy, on kind of what we want to do. And, he had obviously they record everything. So what I played my best weight at and things like that, and we kind of have that already aligned. And for me, pretty much coming back more explosive. Obviously, I've definitely changed my game a little bit. But just to come back, be quicker, stronger, faster, more explosive, and then obviously just shooting the ball the way I was shooting it at the end of the year. And I think we could have definitely a better season, especially for myself.
Sounds like a personal challenge with you and Bobby. What's going on there?
Yeah. That's him. That's my guy. That's my guy, definitely. But he definitely. But he said that after their season was over, and obviously he was at a lot of our games. That's when he said it. So it was definitely funny.
As we're talking with DeAaron Fox here on Sports 1140 KHTK, a lot of us were getting enamored with you and Tyrese. We see the change. You get Sabonis. Now there's a lot of late season blooming here with what Davion was able to do. Do you think you two can become, an elite backcourt in this league?
I think we can. We have the athleticism. We both have the ability to break people down. I think the biggest part for both of us comes down to how we're shooting the ball. And obviously this is a make or miss league, but most of the best teams have multiple guys who can shoot the ball, and I think that's where it'll come down to for us. And obviously with his work ethic, I think we're going to see a much better player next year. And I think we all felt we saw a really good player at the end of the year, but I think he'll be much better next year. And for me, it's pretty much just come back and kind of just play the way that I was playing before I went down, and shoot the way I shot before I went down. And I think we can be one of the best backcourts in the league.
Yeah, and then defensively, we know that's been a trouble spot really for the team for the entire time you've been here, even before you're there. We see what he's able to do. Where's the jump, DeAaron, from you, from the team on that defensive side? Because that certainly has to get better to get you guys those more wins.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of times it could just be, and we talk about it, could be 3, maybe 4 plays in a game that takes you from last in the league to top 10 in the league, because the point differential is maybe 6 to 8 points. So just being able to buckle down for those extra 3 to 4 stops a game is definitely what helps turn the team around.
As far as playing off the ball, we saw that a little more experience this year with Tyrese around, and it didn't seem like it hit your game as much as when you had the ball. And then certainly when Sabonis came on, you really started to thrive again. Is that a position you're just not as comfortable with, or kind of take us through when you're maybe not as much of a facilitator on offense?
I definitely think it was a change, something that I wasn't, accustomed to. But I think if you're able to do, both and be able to do multiple things, it just helps the team. More. And that's always something that I'm working on and always willing to work on.
For you, that now that you've done this, 5 years here, all with the same team, we mentioned earlier, all the different changes. There'll be another change at coach. How would you characterize year 5 for you? It felt like for the fans, it was just a frustrating one. I think a lot of people had higher hopes. I'm sure you guys did too. How did just this overall year rate for you amongst your other years in the league?
I definitely think, it was disappointing because we definitely had high hopes coming in. But, it's just something that you build off of. You had guys, I think we had guys playing well at the end of this year. So, and I think I was playing well before I went down, and Domas was playing well before he went down. So, just trying to be able to hit the ground running next year is definitely what we're looking forward to. And, once we have our new coach and, start implementing things, we just want to be we want everybody playing at their highest level to start the year. And I don't think we I don't think we really had that this year.
I know you mentioned earlier about a couple things you wanted to work on individually. What are your off-season plans? First, to get healthy, obviously, but any other fun? Do you put basketball away for a little bit and then jump back into it? What's kind of your off-season regimen?
Well, usually I do, but since I've been out the last 3 weeks, for me it's obviously get the hand healthy, but I'm pretty much back in it as soon as that happens.
Well, last thing for you, De'Aaron, and we appreciate your time today. You've seen everybody, you know everybody. You're going to watch the playoffs. Who's your pick? Who do you think's coming out of the West, and who do you think will come out of the East?
Man, I think there's a great chance that it could be the Bucks and Suns again.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much my pick. I think we see a repeat of last year.
Do you watch as a fan, as a player? I got friends on this team. Like, how do you as a player consume watching NBA playoff basketball?
I just like basketball, so I guess I'm watching it as a fan. Most of the time, even throughout the season, I kind of just have a game on. Even if it's in the background of what I'm doing, I usually have a game on for sure.
Well, I know you want this. I know the fan base wants it. We sure hope we're talking about you and Sabonis and the rest of the Kings in the playoffs next year. De'Aaron, best of luck, quick recovery. Have a great off season. We know the regular season will be back here before we know it. Thank you for joining us, and have a great off season.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.